vibe, close your eyes, and let's tap in with the divine. This message finds you at a time of nonconformity. You could be seeing repeating 1 1, but specifically with a digit before it. 411, 911, 611, 811, so on and so forth. Nonconformist, authority. These are the concepts being presented before you. This came through with an Aries-like energy. So for Aries placements, here we are. Aries, the radical. And I want to repeat and underline and highlight the term nonconformist. You'll never be a yes man, no matter which room you enter. You're a nonconformist and or rebel by design. Now, I want to backtrack where I said you'll never be a yes man, no matter which room. Room is being circled, highlighted, underlined for synonyms such as stadium, arena, classroom, church, title, group, or union. This is for Aries placements. Let's get into it. There's a hesitancy, a questioning, re-examining, looking at self, wondering if you should go back, or if you should dive deeper, look into it, or if you should just skim over it, whatever this is. The message is to look into it, dive into it. The analogy of a treasure is coming through. Dive into it. Ambiance is also something that's coming through here too. Definitely big on hesitancy here. It feels like if this reading finds you, you are in a place, in a state where you could be feeling like the rebel, the nonconformist, rebel with a cause, without a cause, rebel by design, whatever the tagline is in this case for the rebel. However, there's a maturity, a humbleness, and a humility that comes along with this, a hesitancy even. This is evolved Aryan placement energy, meaning we've been down this road many a times before, and we're just trying to figure it out before we dive in. So this video finds you again if you've been tiptoeing around a concept, tiptoeing around a feeling, maybe asking yourself, should I be questioning this? Should I be going along with this? And again, I'm going to repeat the message to you as I always do with my channeled messages. You'll never be a yes man, no matter which room, stadium, arena, classroom, church, title, group, or union that you join or enter. Nonconformist, a rebel by design. Now, the next message here is the questioning of this. That's where the hesitancy is. That's where the maturity is. This is where your growth is showing, because there is hesitation to jump on something, whether it be hesitation to conform or hesitation to call it out. But either way, there's hesitation, and this is proof of your growth, your evolution, and the beauty of you. Ooh, yeah. There's a new energy rising because of this. Patience, quietness, hesitancy. But this video finds you because it's important for you to step out on that faith where you are being called to test or call out, but do it with reason. Do it with caution. Especially regarding the current moment in time, although this is timeless, but Mercury retrograde is doing quite a few things, as well as some other planets. But, you know, Mercury rules communication. I talked about this affecting your Aryan placements. You could have Aryan placements in the 5th house, 6th house, 7th house, 8th house. 9th house is also standing out too. I'm also picking up on Cancer Venus energy, as well as fixed signs, which would be, oh boy, here we go. I'm trying to channel and name out the fixed signs. Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, what's that other one? Leo, Taurus, Scorpio. It's always one that I forget. Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius. Thank you guys. Which was already mentioned. Okay. Okay, so now here's where the Aryan energy is reflective, maturing, standing back and observing. Because whatever this is, where there is non-conforming energy, or where there is this rebel by design energy, I see you using it differently. And by differently, I mean in a way that is less destructive. Because you seem to be observing and realizing that your nonconformist ways doesn't have to affect the group, the whole, the room, the stage, the union, the title, but it can influence you as an individual. So this is about you finding your individualism while still maintaining connectivity to others in those groups, unions, rooms, titles, etc., etc. I do want to look into some, yeah, because we have the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck, which does talk about that contemplation, the pulling back, the reconsideration. This is good for you, especially as I am saying, currently it is Mercury retrograde energy influencing us, impacting us, affecting us at this time. So it is good to think before you speak a few times maybe. Now, what I want to read straight from the book is this energy regarding the Viper that is here in front of me, as we have a spirit animal deck that I want to, again, dive into the meaning of. Let's see. The number 19, which represents the sun. It's on page 19 is what I mean. The information on the Viper, who stands for fear and healing. And the word reformation is coming through as well. The Viper, earth energy, says, my bite is venomous. Okay, boom. As soon as we step in, that's what we're talking about. That's why there's hesitancy. That's why you are reconsidering the way that you're moving, the way that you're acting, the way that you attack or not attack, because you're realizing the power of you, the power of your strike as the viper, the power of your essence, and you're using it wisely. I love this for you. I'm getting this sense of Virgo energy kind of trickling in, and I'm seeing statues, obviously made out of stone, and I'm hearing solid as a rock. Okay, so being everlasting and eternal in your energy and not so easily influenced or impacted or reactive based on the external world, more reflective, more introspective, and seeing more of what there is to see beyond what you can see. If you didn't heard what I said, if you didn't hear what I said, rewind it a little bit and listen to it until you did. Okay. Now, you realize that your bite is venomous. And it goes on to say, if I am wounded, I can resist death for a long time. I am determined when facing adversity. I know I can overcome fear unless first I am overwhelmed by it. I want to highlight that word overwhelm. This is what's going on here. I believe before the maturing, before the observing, there was this feeling of overwhelm that would lead to impulsivity, that would lead to what we talked about earlier, that destruction. And you have reformed that part of you. You have kind of placed a new checks and balance on that aspect of yourself to kind of again maintain that balance without being destructive for yourself and or others. Just because you are under an umbrella but you have your own sub umbrella under that umbrella doesn't mean that you have to try to change the whole umbrella. You can just change the umbrella that's over you. I hope that that makes sense, my friend. Okay, it goes on to say, my spirit knows evil and its old skin, from which a force for good is reborn. The viper is one of the most terrifying animals. When we walk over the rocks in a forest or near a stream in late summer, many of us fear encountering it, being bitten by it, being poisoned by its venom. That's why vipers are often killed senselessly for the possible danger that they can cause. A viper at your footstep or on your path might be a sign of misfortune. However, not all traditions see it this way. For the Celtic Druids, vipers were an important and sacred animal, a symbol of rebirth and deep healing. They also believed that it was possible to find a special healing stone in places where these animals would slither in the spring. The viper leads us to understand that sometimes to heal, we must truly accept the full burden of pain. We must fill ourselves with the venom we would like to expel to learn to survive and become more confident in ourselves. So there's this emphasis on holding back, withholding information or withdrawal that is doing you some good, holding you back in a profitable or prosperous position because it's full of purpose. I'm also seeing here too at the bottom of the deck with the squirrel that there is a playfulness and a resourcefulness that you are coming into because you are holding on to or storing up or observing with this energy. What I mean by that is if you are able to hold on to something longer, that means that you can determine how you want to use it. It's like, let's use a simple perspective here. You are at the beginning of your day, you haven't done anything yet. You have all the time in the world and you have zero obligations other than whatever you want to do. And so you choose to do the things that you want to do sooner rather than later so that you can use up that good energy for that. You saved up this energy, you slept to store up this energy so that you could use it for things that are actually beneficial and good for you. This is also talking about and highlighting your selectivity, because I think that this collective struggled with the concept of nonconformity and being a rebel by design and allowing that to again cause unnecessary destruction. This is not to say that destruction of the past should be regretted or anything of the such, because every mistake is divine all in itself as well. But this is showing that again, you have grown, learned, and evolved from it. Let me get this little message from our squirrel friend. As I said, squirrel friend, I don't know why that made me think of girlfriend. So something about girlfriend could be relevant. That could just be a key word. Maybe you're with your girlfriend, you see something, or whether it's a dating thing, I don't know. But that does seem relevant. Squirrel 21, right behind the viper. Okay, interesting. Literally the next page. Okay, which represents, again, playfulness and resources. Okay, the squirrel says, I run, I dig, I hide. I sit on my hind legs, listening to the voices of my companions. I bring joy to those who see me. I am there to remind everyone that there is joy everywhere. An open and artistic mind makes work easier. So you could also be taking on a new responsibility or a new persona, meaning you want to show up specifically or precisely, or you want to show up in a certain way. And so you are molding yourself to do such. And the only way that you can do that is because you know that you have that great power and with that comes great responsibility as you are learning to hone that magic. The squirrel spirit goes on to say, I want to read this last part again. An open and artistic mind makes work easier. So this feels like that burden lifting off so that you don't feel like you have to destroy something or you have to cause or wreak havoc in order to be happy or satisfied or to bring joy to a situation or scenario. I think that some of you also want to come across as more lighthearted. And in order to come across as more lighthearted, you must be of light heart. And you seem to be embracing that at this time. The squirrel is always very busy running up and down trees, finding nuts, acorns, and berries to hide its food reserves, playing, and even chatting with its companions. In fact, it has a very recognizable sound that recalls incessant chatting. It is used to alert others of danger or to drive away unwanted guests. Its name in Greek means no one makes a shadow with its tail. And other than referring to its physical characteristics, it suggests the animal's cheerful spirit, which stands for itself. Scandinavian mythology has the squirrel Ratatoskr. Yeah, I don't know. Ratatoskr, who runs nonstop and up and down the cosmic tree, transmitting messages from the serpent. Ah, we had a viper, which is a snake. Okay, so transmitting messages from the serpent. I talked about you holding on to that energy. That also brings me to those of you that resonate with it, Kundalini energy, which just in simple forms, you can look into it yourself because it's a lot that goes into it, but just in simple forms, it's about restoration, healing, introspection, and growth, spiritually speaking, and knowing. Again, the power of your energy, the power of your strike, the power of your bite. And so you are selective about where you use that energy. So, again, this is the squirrel of the Scandinavian mythology who runs nonstop up and down the cosmic tree, transmitting messages from the serpent that lives between its roots to the eagle that is found on the highest branches. In its apparently uninterrupted game, the squirrel prepares for difficult periods and delivers vital messages and might even reinvent them a bit. Oh my gosh, reinvention, guys. As I was talking about, just because you're under a specific umbrella doesn't mean that you can't customize the umbrella that you use under that umbrella. Your own extra safety can be personalized. You are actually being encouraged to create an extra personal safety net, to be your own branch of the tree, to be your own umbrella, to branch off, even if it's under a specific umbrella, a larger umbrella. Okay? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And again, I keep seeing those repeating numbers in my mind's eye for you. 411, 911, most prominently. Again, that's 411, 911, 811, 611, 711, most prominently. And this is the message that I have for you.